Hello students, welcome back to the lesson. Every success story is also a story of great failures. In the previous class, we discussed the success stories of some great people, Abraham Lincoln, Leda Forrest, and Colonel Sanders. We have seen how they became successful after facing so many defeats or failures in their lives. Now let us move on to the story of another person, that is Walt Disney. As a young cartoonist, Walt Disney faced many rejections from newspaper editors who said he had no talent. One day, a minister at a church hired him to draw some cartoons. Disney was working out of a small mouse infested shed near the church. After seeing a small house, he was inspired. That was the start of Mickey Mouse. Now, as a young cartoonist, Walt Disney faced many rejections from newspaper editors who said he had no talent. See, Walt Disney, we know that he is a world famous cartoonist today. But initially, when he was young, he went to the editors of some newspapers. He approached them, saying that he wanted to work for their newspaper. But they said he had no talent. You have no talent, young man. We cannot take you. Just try somewhere else. That way they rejected him. One day, a minister at a church hired him to draw some cartoons. One day, a minister means the religious in charge of a church, a clergyman, he found this Walt Disney and he said, don't worry, my dear young man, I will pay you some money. Just draw me some cartoons. That way, he hired, that means he took Walt Disney for some money, for payment of some money for drawing some cartoons. Disney was working out of a small mouse infested shed near the church. So, since that minister, he was the in charge of a church, he just allotted a small place. What was that place? A small mouse infested. Mouse infested means a mouse infested shed. That means a small place, maybe a hut like one, which was full of mice. It was full of mice actually. It was not good for working actually. But the church minister, he allotted that place to Disney to prove his talent. After seeing a small mouse, he was inspired. So when Walt Disney started working inside that mouse infested shed, he saw a small mouse moving to and fro. Then he got an idea. He was inspired. Oh, why don't I find out a device which looks like this mouse? That way he got inspired, and that was the start of Mickey Mouse. So a thought flashed in his mind that he should devise a Mickey Mouse. So that was the beginning of his journey. Then he never looked back. Successful people don't do great things. They only do small things in a great way. So this is important. Successful people don't do great things. That means all of a sudden they don't take up very big challenges or very big things or great things. They just do small things in a great way. That means they make a humble beginning and finally reach great success with their efforts, constant efforts. That is what we have to learn. One day, a partially deaf 4-year-old kid came home with a note in his pocket from his teacher. Your Tommy is too stupid to learn. Get him out of the school. His mother read the note and answered, my Tommy is not stupid to learn. I will teach him myself. And that Tommy grew up to be the greatest, to the great Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison had only 3 months of formal schooling and was partially deaf. So this is the success story of another person, great person, who is known for his wonderful inventions. That is Thomas Alva Edison. One day, a partially deaf 4-year-old kid. So when Thomas Edison was just 4-year-old, one day what happened? As usual, he went to school and he came home after school hours with a note in his pocket, with a slip in his pocket. From whom? From his teacher. That means this Edison's teacher, she wrote a small note. She wrote a note to this kid's mother, like this Thomas Edison's mother. What did the teacher write to Tommy's mother? Your Tommy is too stupid to learn. So too stupid to learn. That means we can't make him learn anything because he is a very dull student. That's why get him out of the school. Just it is better for you to take your son out of the school. That way she wrote in that letter, in that note. His mother, Tommy's mother, read the note and answered, my Tommy is not stupid to learn. I will teach him myself. So you are just saying that my son Tommy is a stupid boy, but I don't think so. He has talent in some other area. So I will prove that my son is not stupid. I will teach him myself. No need of sending him to your school. That way, Tommy's mother gave a prompt reply to the teacher. And that Tommy grew up to be the great Thomas Edison. Now, in the latter years, when he grew up, that little Tommy, that 4-year-old, partially deaf means not completely. To some extent, that kid was deaf in the beginning, in his childhood. But in the latter years, that Tommy, that partially deaf 4-year-old kid, who was called a stupid by his teacher, grew up to be the great Thomas Edison. We know what kind of inventions he has made. Now let us go further. Thomas Edison had only 3 months of formal schooling. What is the meaning of formal schooling? Just like other students, he went to regular schooling, regular studies at school, only for 3 months. Formal opposite, informal. Formal schooling means going to school regularly as per the scheduled hours, from 9 to 4, 9 to 5, like that. And following the books, taking the guidance of the teachers, following the school timings, wearing the school dress, uniform. So this is all what is called formal schooling. So he had that kind of formal schooling only for 3 months, and he was partially deaf. So this is the story of Thomas Alva Edison, the partially deaf person. Later, we shall discuss in detail why he has become famous. Now let us move on to the success story of another person, Henry Ford. Henry Ford forgot to put the reverse gear in the first car he made. So we all know that Henry Ford, he was one of the leading entrepreneur in the car manufacturing industry. He actually made his first car, but what did he forget to do? He forgot to fix, or he forgot to prepare that reverse gear in the first car. Of course, he made a car. He started producing cars, but he forgot to put the reverse gear in the first car. Next. Now let us discuss some comprehension questions on comprehension. What are they? Let us see. What was Walt Disney? Just now we have discussed. What was Walt Disney? He was a cartoonist, or a world famous cartoonist, you can say. What reason did the newspaper editors give for not taking Disney as a cartoonist? What did the newspaper editors say for not taking Disney as a cartoonist? That he had no talent to draw cartoons. Who gave Disney the work of drawing cartoons? Who gave him that work? The minister of a church, the religious in charge of a church. Where did Disney start his work? In a mouse-infested shed. What inspired him there in that shed? A small mouse. What do successful people do? Successful people do small things in a great way. What did Tommy's teacher write in her note to Tommy's mother? That Tommy was too stupid to learn, or you can say that he was unfit to study in that school. What reply did Tommy's mother give? That she replied that she would teach Tommy herself. Did Thomas Edison have formal schooling? What was his disability? No, he did not have formal schooling actually. What was his disability? He was partially deaf or partial deafness, you can say. What did Henry Ford forget to do? Putting the reverse gear in his first car. So this way, you can expect some questions on comprehension also. Now let us move on to the remaining part of this passage. Do you consider these people failures? They succeed in spite of problems, not in the absence of them. But to the outside world, it appears as though they just got lucky. So far we have seen the successful stories of so many people. They had faced initial failures. But just because of their failures, can we think that these people are failures? No. They succeeded in spite of problems, even though, in spite of means even though they had faced problems, they succeeded, they became successful in their lives, not in the absence of them. That means they became successful without failures, without defeats. So defeats or failures were a part of their success. You can't imagine their success without their failures or problems. But to the outside world, it appears as though they just got lucky. So as we have already discussed in one of our previous paragraphs, outside people, they just think that those people became successful because they are lucky. But that is not correct. A lot of hard work, perseverance, it must be there behind their success. All success stories are also stories of great failures. Just now we have seen. Stories of great success are also stories of great failures. That means behind every successful story, there may be some great failures also. The only difference is that every time they failed, they bounced back. This is called failing forward rather than backward. You learn and move forward, learn from your failure and keep moving. So the only difference is that every time they failed, so every time these successful people failed, what did they do? They bounced back. That means they tried very hard to come back to their normal position. That is called bouncing back. What is the meaning of bouncing back? To return quickly to the normal condition after facing a bad situation. So this is what is called bouncing back. This is called failing forward. So failing forward also means deliberately using failure to find success. That means taking advantage of a failure to become successful. This is what is called failing forward rather than backward. That means they never looked back. They always looked forward to succeed in their lives. That's why they became successful. You learn and move forward, learn from your failure and keep moving. That means you have to learn from your failure. That means you have to introspect. You should try to know what are my lapses, why I have failed, how to overcome those failures. You should think on and you should keep on moving towards success. Then only you can imagine success. Now, let us discuss in detail the success story of Thomas Edison. In 1914, Thomas Edison, at age 67, lost his factory, which was worth a few $1 million on fire. It had very little insurance. No longer a young man, Edison watched his lifetime effort go up in smoke and said, there is a great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burnt up. Thank God we can start anew. In spite of the disaster, 3 weeks later, he invented the phonograph. What an attitude! In 1914, Thomas Edison, at age 67. So we know that Thomas Alva Edison, he became a world famous inventor. He has made a number of inventions. His contribution is matchless in the field of science, in the field of light actually. What happened when he was 67? After he became a successful man in his life? At the age of 67, unfortunately, he lost his factory. That means there was a fire accident in his factory. And that factory was worth a few $1 million. It was on fire. That means it met with a fire accident, that factory, Worthy factory. It had very little insurance. That's why he did not get any compensation also. Very little compensation did Thomas Edison get after the accident, fire accident. No longer a young man, Edison watched his lifetime effort go up in smoke and said, there is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burnt up. So Edison, he simply said, there is a great value in disaster. That fire accident is unfortunate. It is a disaster. It's a great damage for me. But I'm not disappointed because I think all our mistakes are burnt up. They are burnt to ashes. Thank God we can start anew. Anew means freshly again. So I can make a fresh beginning. No problem. That way he said to himself, and he did not give up his confidence. In spite of the disaster, what was the disaster? That burning of the factory. 3 weeks later, he invented the phonograph. What an attitude! He invented just a few weeks later. After just a few weeks, this Thomas Alva Edison, he invented the phonograph. What is this phonograph? It is a sound recording device. Nowadays we have DVDs and CDs, but in the initial days, a recording system was invented by Thomas Alva Edison. Sound recording system. That was what was called a phonograph. So the invention of a phonograph soon after that great disaster was possible only because of the positive attitude of Thomas Alva Edison. So what do you say? For every success, attitude is important. Positive attitude is important. So if you think in a positive way, you can say that you can reach the heights of success very easily.